Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz convened in Jerusalem today for a high-level meeting with senior diplomats and defense officials from both countries. The encounter, held at a secure government facility, marks a significant moment within the ongoing strategic dialogue between Israel and Germany as both governments navigate rising regional tensions and shifting expectations within their respective domestic landscapes. The meeting opened with a formal exchange between the two leaders. Cameras captured Prime Minister Netanyahu shaking hands with Chancellor Merz before the delegations took their seats. The brief introductory interaction set the tone for a session that was designed to focus on coordination, security concerns, and diplomatic priorities during a period of heightened instability across the Middle East. Inside the meeting room, Israeli and German officials sat side by side, reflecting the long-standing but evolving partnership between the two countries. Wide shots from the government press office show Netanyahu accompanied by senior Israeli advisors and defense representatives, while Merz was joined by top German officials overseeing foreign policy and security matters. Although the images released are silent and do not include statements, today's engagement aligns with the broader agenda that has shaped Merz's first official visit to Israel since becoming Chancellor. His trip has carried both symbolic and political weight, taking place at a time when Germany maintains its long-standing commitment to Israel's security, while also articulating clear expectations regarding the future governance of Gaza and the trajectory of broader regional diplomacy. In recent weeks, members of Merz's government have reiterated that Germany's support for Israel remains foundational, but that Berlin expects Israeli policymakers to engage seriously with frameworks aimed at stabilizing Gaza and revitalizing prospects for a two-state solution. Prior comments from German officials have emphasized that the preservation of this track is essential to avoiding further escalation. Israel, meanwhile, continues to prioritize security coordination and threat mitigation as cross-border tensions remain heightened. Israeli leadership has underscored that ongoing security challenges, including hostilities involving Gaza, instability on the northern border, and concerns about regional actors, require strong and predictable partnerships with key allies, including Germany. Today's meeting in Jerusalem served as an opportunity for both sides to review their shared defense agenda. The presence of senior military and diplomatic advisors underscored the depth of these discussions, which focused on strategic assessments, operational cooperation, and the political considerations shaping each government's approach to the regional environment. The images show Netanyahu seated with members of Israel's defense establishment and diplomatic corps, reflecting the country's emphasis on presenting a unified front in discussions with Berlin. On the opposite side of the table, Merz appears with German officials responsible for military coordination and foreign affairs. Their attendance highlights Germany's intention to remain actively engaged in regional diplomacy and to sustain direct channels with Israeli leadership on both security and political matters. While the meeting itself took place behind closed doors, the setting suggests a structured dialogue aimed at reviewing security priorities, addressing diplomatic tensions, and reinforcing bilateral commitments. It also comes during a period of increased scrutiny in Europe over Israel's military operations, civilian impact, and long-term governance plans for Gaza. For Germany, this visit carries domestic implications as well. Chancellor Merz has faced political pressure to balance Germany's historical responsibility toward Israel with public calls for accountability, humanitarian safeguards, and a durable political settlement. Today's meeting allows the German government to demonstrate continued engagement while communicating its expectations directly to Israeli leadership. For Israel, the opportunity to host Merz in Jerusalem signals the importance the Netanyahu government places on maintaining close ties with key European partners, especially amid ongoing criticism regarding military operations, legal challenges at international bodies, and the diplomatic fallout from regional conflict. The images from Jerusalem show a tightly coordinated session, with both delegations positioned across a long conference table. The visual composition underscores the formal nature of the discussions and the seriousness with which both sides are approaching the current regional moment. No informal segments were released, and the briefing did not include public remarks from either leader. Despite the absence of audio, Official sources have indicated that today's discussions focused on mutual security concerns, international diplomatic developments, and the need to maintain open channels amid the shifting dynamics of the Gaza conflict. Germany continues to emphasize that its commitment to Israel's security is unwavering, while simultaneously urging steps toward de-escalation and renewed political dialogue. Netanyahu's government remains firm in its position that Israel must retain operational freedom to address immediate security threats and prevent militant groups from consolidating power. Israeli officials maintain that cooperation with key partners strengthens national readiness and enhances shared strategic deterrence. The fact that this meeting included both diplomats and defense officials from each country demonstrates that the agenda spans multiple levels, from political coordination to operational planning and international diplomacy. The delegation-level format also reflects the increasing complexity of regional developments, where security, humanitarian concerns, and long-term governance issues intersect. Throughout the meeting, Netanyahu and Merz appeared attentive and engaged as advisors presented documents and briefings. The footage shows both leaders listening closely as officials from their respective teams outlined issues requiring bilateral alignment. These sessions typically encompass intelligence assessments, strategic forecasts, and evaluations of diplomatic positions at the United Nations and within European institutions. Israel and Germany have maintained close defense relations for decades, including cooperation on strategic platforms, intelligence coordination, and military technology programs. Today's session appears to reinforce this continuity at a time when both NATO and Middle Eastern security architectures are under renewed pressure. Germany's involvement in the wider region has expanded through diplomatic engagement, humanitarian aid, and ongoing consultations with regional governments. Chancellor Merz's visit also includes meetings with Israeli and Palestinian leaders as Berlin positions itself to play an active role in regional diplomacy as international calls for political negotiation continue to grow. As the images show, the meeting concluded without public statements or a press question and answer segment. Both delegations exited the room in an orderly manner, and no additional footage was released beyond the official wide shots documenting the encounter. The absence of audio from the released material is consistent with similar high-level sessions that focus on sensitive security and diplomatic matters. These meetings typically conclude with written summaries provided to each government, but do not always produce public readouts. Nevertheless, today's engagement signals that both Israel and Germany are taking steps to reinforce lines of communication as broader regional dynamics become increasingly unpredictable. Germany continues to play a dual role, expressing strong support for Israel's security while simultaneously advocating for a political path forward aimed at preventing prolonged instability. Israel continues to emphasize that the situation on the ground requires decisive and coordinated action, and that cooperation with key partners like Germany remains central to its strategic posture. The Jerusalem meeting also comes as diplomatic attention intensifies across multiple fronts, including ceasefire negotiations, humanitarian access, regional deterrence, and legal proceedings that have added pressure on Israeli decision-making. Germany's leadership has been vocal about the importance of upholding international law while ensuring that Israel retains the means to defend itself against ongoing threats. With today's meeting, both governments have demonstrated that despite political differences and public debate, their diplomatic and defense relationship remains active and engaged. The presence of senior officials on both sides underscores the priority each government places on stability, coordination, and clarity during a period of elevated regional tension. As the delegations concluded their session, no further media availability was scheduled. Officials from both countries are expected to continue working-level discussions in the coming days as part of Chancellor Merz's wider program in Israel. The meeting in Jerusalem reflects the ongoing effort by Israel and Germany to manage emerging challenges while maintaining the stability of a decades-long partnership rooted in security cooperation, diplomatic dialogue, and shared strategic concerns. This development remains part of a broader diplomatic landscape in which governments across Europe and the Middle East are reassessing their positions, recalibrating their policies, and responding to rapidly evolving events on the ground. This concludes the current update on the meeting between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Chancellor Friedrich Merz in Jerusalem.